Hi, my darlings. Happiest of birthdays to the May 14th babies out there. We're going to connect and see what message is coming up for all of you who are drawn to this video. Now, I'm setting the intention for the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see the video, because even though I'm posting it May 14th, it may not be May 14th in your part of the world. You might see the video a week from now, a year from now. So we're just setting the intention here for the next 24 hours. Alrighty, my dears, what is coming up here? And we have the Six of Swords. How funny. How very funny, because yesterday's card of the day was the Five of Swords. And so there was a sense of like burning bridges or dealing with conflict. And now we have the Six of Swords. How very funny. What a natural progression. So this tells us that a lot of you have made a decision or have made a choice to disconnect from a stressful situation. Six of Swords is about getting away from drama, right? Moving past drama, moving past conflict, getting to a space where we can hear ourselves think and figure out what we want to do or how we want to move forward in life, what steps we want to take. There's also sometimes with the Six of Swords a sense of travel. Now, some of you have heard me say this in the past. This card is one of those cards that has a little bit of a special meaning for me because of the way I've seen it come up over the years. Anytime I've pulled Six of Swords for myself, or anytime that I've pulled Six of Swords for any of my clients who are regulars that I read for them pretty frequently, and then I see what happens in their life in between the readings. And I've seen Six of Swords come up time and time again when there may be some kind of a trip. We're going on a trip, and we just are going someplace, and maybe you might have it in the back of your mind that, hey, you know what, let me go check out this place. Maybe I might move there. Maybe I'll just kind of take some mental notes, and maybe a couple of years from now or something I'll end up out that way. But I've seen Six of Swords come up time and time again where some trip becomes an unexpected relocation where things just fall into place. A lot of you know I've left Los Angeles, for what I feel is pretty permanent here. But Six of Swords is a card that I pulled for myself when I was just gonna go on a trip and kind of look at places and just kind of see what was out there. And I ended up visiting a friend along the way on the route, and next thing I knew, I was signing a lease. And I just kind of chuckled when I pulled the Six of Swords. I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me I'm not coming back. And that's exactly what happened. I went on a trip and I didn't come back. And so sometimes that can happen with the Six of Swords. There could be where things just fall into place, they just align, and there's a sudden relocation. Now, Six of Swords can also come up when we might be healing by connecting with water. I know that doesn't make sense because Six of Swords is the realm of air, not the realm of water. It's a sword, it's not a cup. But in a lot of traditional tarot decks, you will see the imagery where there's a guy, and he's rowing a boat over the water, kind of like helping these two figures get across the water. And so there is an element of water to the to the Six of Swords, in sense of like healing, peace, calmer waters, calmer shores. And so some of you might be feeling drawn to water or wanting to be near the water, and that can be healing for some of you at this time as well, connecting with water energy. And you guys know I love water. I adore water. Okay. And water to me is very, very powerful. So some of you might be finding spending time in water, even if it's as simple as taking a long shower or taking a bath. You might find that it's helping you to clear your head, clear your mind, release certain things, figure out how you want to move forward, what you want to do, and to get past drama. Keep in mind, my dears, we are in Mercury retrograde, okay? And I'm not saying this as like you know, like a scary thing or to scare anybody, but the past tends to resurface during Mercury retrograde, right? Riffraff can come in or pop back up, and so a lot of you just might be making the decision that you don't want to engage, you don't want to deal with it, you don't have room for your life at this time. I had somebody contact me the night before recording this who wanted to just kind of like ghost without any explanation, and they wanted to call and come back in, and they did like the junior high school thing where they waited and they hung up, they didn't even say anything. And anything like that that's coming up, it's like you don't need to engage in it just because somebody is resurfacing. That's not the universe or spirit telling you, hey, this person is back for a reason and you need to take this back into your life. Sometimes the reason is just to cut that cord or to finish unfinished business or to make that decision within yourself that you don't want that energy in your life or you don't need that energy in your life. So there may be drama resurfacing, there may be dramatic people resurfacing, there may be people that are bringing their messiness into your life. And the Six of Swords is like, it's okay for you not to engage. It's okay for you not to interact with it. You can leave it behind. And so a lot of you are choosing peace. A lot of you are choosing peace. You're done with conflict. You're done with kind of like going back and forth or trying to convince people of anything. You're choosing the peaceful path, the peaceful path. And for some of you, that might just simply be like letting people say what they want to say, letting people do what they want to do. You're just, I'm out. I'm not engaging in this. Some of you might be stepping away from people who are a little narcissistic. And we know how narcissists behave when they can't control you and you're not doing what they want you to do. They're going to go and they're going to try to talk bad about you. They're going to send people after you that, oh, you have to feel so sorry for this person. You don't understand what they're going through. You misunderstood. And you just might be in the energy where you're like, okay, all right, thanks for letting me know. But you have no interest in explaining your side of the story. You have no interest in trying to make people understand or see that this person is a narcissist or like what this person did. A lot of you are just simply choosing peace. You're done with the conflict. It's not about, I'm hearing the Tina Turner song in my mind. I don't want to fight no more. I don't care who's on the right. I don't want to fight. Like, you're just in this energy of like, I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to convince anybody of anything. Who knows, knows. Who doesn't know, they'll figure it out eventually. I just want peace in my life. So a lot of you are just choosing the more peaceful path and letting go of that ego that wants to, prove something or show something, or people have to know this or people have to know that. You're like, it's not worth my peace. And overall, you just might be coming into this energy where you're deciding anything that's robbing you of your peace, you're not going to hold on to anymore, right? Sometimes we hold certain doors open in our life for certain opportunities, relationships, whether they be romantic or family or friendships, or we may try to be there for somebody who's hurting, or we may be trying to be patient through a situation. And a lot of you just might be coming to the mindset where you're like, you know what, this is costing me way too much emotionally and mentally, and I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. And so a lot of you are just coming into the decision that if it's robbing you of your inner peace, you're not about it. You're not holding space for it anymore, right? You're wanting peace in your life. So you're giving yourself permission to disconnect, to walk away, to close doors on anything that is robbing you of that peace. I do feel one more thing here. Some of you are dealing, it's so interesting to me because as I'm seeing this sword, it's almost like these other swords are stabbing this sword, but then this sword is like propelling forward or moving forward. So you may be taking like a past betrayal and using it to propel you into a better future, a brighter future, like just kind of turning away from it and allowing it to redirect you to a better place for yourself. And so I feel like a lot of you are just in this energy of like, I'm not gonna take this upon myself. I'm not gonna take this personally. I'm gonna go live my life. I'm gonna go be happy. I'm gonna go do me. I'm gonna focus on me. And anything that is robbing me of my peace, I'm not gonna do it. Some of you have been trying to help people who have no way of stinging. And I'll give you an example, and I'm not going to take credit for it because this is not my example. This is an example a minister gave me when I was leaving a very abusive relationship, and all the other ministers were telling me, that's your husband, you're married in the eyes of God, you have to go back to him, you have to go be with him. But my fear was that he was physically abusive, and so I was scared for my physical safety. But there was this one minister who seems to understand my situation. And I say, sometimes I feel bad because I know he had a really abusive upbringing. I know his parents were very abusive. I know that he had a really hard life. And, like there's a good person in there. And like sometimes I think maybe I left too soon. Maybe I can, help him if I go back. Like I was very torn. On one hand, I was scared. On the other hand, I felt like maybe, and I was very young, I was like in my early 20s. On the other hand, I was like, maybe I can go back and I can help. And he gave an example of a little scorpion, and he said there might be like this tiger that goes across the river, like 10 times a day. It's very easy for this tiger to swim across the river like 10 times a day, right? And this little scorpion might say, please, 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 please let me get to the other side. I'm starving. There's no food here. I really need your help. Please don't leave me here. Please don't let me die. Please let me just ride on your back. It's a short little ride. Take me across the river. And so the tiger says, okay, fine. You can jump on my back. I'll give you a ride across the river, but you cannot sting me. Don't sting me. Promise me. Scorpio's like, no, I'm not going to sting you. Please, I need you. I need you to help me. And so they're like halfway across the river, and the scorpion stings a tiger, and the tiger is like in pain and can't swim and is starting to like sink, and it's like, why did you do that? Why did you sting me? Now we're both gonna die. Now we're both gonna drown. And the scorpion says, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It's in my nature. I sting. Right? And so some of you are dealing with the person that you're trying to help. You're trying to get them across the river, and they might be pleading with you, and they might be begging you, and they might be telling you, please don't leave me, I need you. And you might know that they've had like terrible things happen to them in their life, and you might have compassion for them, but they cannot help but to sting you. They cannot help but to hurt you. They cannot help but to take jabs at you. There are some people who are like that, like they cannot stop themselves from saying very hurtful things, or humiliating you, or yelling at you, or projecting their insecurities onto you. And a lot of you have been maybe putting up with it because you are healers and you feel sympathetic, you feel compassion, but you're realizing, you know what, it's taking away too much from my life. It's taking away from my peace, and I don't want to hold space for this anymore. And I can feel sorry for this person, and I can have compassion for this person, but I don't want this messiness in my life, and I don't want them bringing this disunity and disharmony into my space. So some of you, not only are you burning bridges, but some of you are just leaving something behind. You're like, I'm not going to carry this anymore. This isn't for me to deal with, okay? This isn't for me to hold space for in my life. So you're choosing peace, and you're choosing your inner peace and your mental health and your sanity. And that's a beautiful thing, okay? I know we're at the end of the week here, but you may want to check out the weekly forecasts, and just maybe some of you, if you haven't watched them yet, it'll give you an idea if any of that resonates, if it aligns with the week that you had. The weekly forecast for the coming week and the love readings for June are going to be popping up over the weekend. Keep an eye out for those. Love readings for May are linked in the description of this video. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful day ahead, and we'll see you all in tomorrow's message. Take care and be well.